It's the National Football League presented by EA Sports. Tonight we kick off Week 3 with a great Thursday night matchup, as it'll be the Detroit Lions taking on the Houston Texans. About set to begin another week of football, and happy to have you along. We are underway on Thursday night primetime. And that'll be a little too hot to handle as it will skip through the end zone for a touchback here. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. First run of the game for Jahmyr Gibbs, the Alabama product. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. It'll go as a loss of a yard on the game's first play. 2nd down.
This defense is a difficult one to prepare for, one of the best in the league. They'll come at you from all angles, and they did a nice job there stopping him for a loss.
After the loss to start out, here's 2nd and 11. Throwing, Mayfield. Quick hitter here, it's complete. 2 yards on the pickup there. And that's going to set up a tough 3rd and 9. You look at the defense for these Texans. And this unit, very tough to throw against. Currently 2nd best in the NFL.
Yeah, defending the pass hasn't been an issue for them. It's been stopping the run. And if they don't stop the run, they can't get back to their strength, which is guarding against the air attack.
So trouble already here on their opening drive. This is 3rd and 9. Now Mayfield. Setting up the screen. This is Gibbs. And a tackle going to be made at the 41 as they stop him a few yards short of the first. On 4th down, J.K. Scott ready to punt it away. He was called on 3 times in the win last week as his first one here's away. And this will be taken at the 13. And able to get this across the 20 before going out of bounds. They'll net only 35 here following a 43-yard boot, 8-yard return. And the Texans will take over with a 1st and 10. They'll start this drive out on the ground. Get this beyond the 40 before he's taken down. That's good for 21 yards and a 1st down.
Good, strong. Explosive run that started inside, which means you've got to control those defensive linemen, the defensive tackles, the nose guards. Those guys have to be controlled. How about the offensive line, the job they just did?
Yeah, key that A-gap usually on those runs, right?
That's where it all starts, because everyone wants to kind of control that area. It disrupts things from the defensive side and the offensive side. As we just saw, it opens up possibilities.
It's a loss of 4 on the 1st down play. Now, this defense for the Lions, very strong last week as they helped their squad improve to 2-0 on the young season.
It was a little bit enlightening talking with the defense coordinator about their performance last week, because the feeling was that it was a good, solid performance. They did what they needed to do to get the job done and get the win, but definitely a few lapses that they're looking to correct.
Stroud. Going for the deep ball. Oh, his first throw of the game going to be intercepted. And the Lions are going to have it here at their own 15.
And, Brandon, this is a real nice job defensively of getting inside a quarterback's head and figuring out, okay, where's he going with the football? Because you can make an educated guess defensively, not all the time, but sometimes. And when you're right, you got a decent chance of coming away with the football.
Following the interception, Mayfield. Right side to Williams. They'll get him to the ground at the 20 following a pickup of 4. Charles, Thursday night game, I think a lot of teams probably say shrink the playbook somewhat. Is that correct?
I think you're right about that because you just don't have the amount of time that you have in a normal week to put in a full playbook. So, as you said, you shrink the playbook, pick out the plays that work best for you. And you know what else you're looking for?
What's that?
Who are the freshest guys coming off of the last game to play on a Thursday night? Guys have a little extra pep in their step. You go to them early and often.
And he'll be tackled at the 23 after a gain of 3. Just not a whole lot of room to operate there on that carry.
No, not at all. They did a really nice job staying in their proper places and not allowing any lanes to open up.
They need 2. Here's 3rd down. Gibbs will try and pick it up. Just a 2-yard pickup, and that should necessitate a call for the punt team here on 4th down.
I'll bet they thought they had picked that one up because it was a 3rd and 2 call, and they got awfully close. Now we're at 4th and inches. I wonder if they think they're feeling lucky here and maybe want to go pick it up.
So in their own territory, but they only need a few inches, so they're going to opt to go for this thing. We'll see. Maybe a surprise pass or run. What will they do? We're about to find out. 4th down. He's got a man. Complete. And they finally get him down, but not before he reaches the 34. 4th down conversion plays, you usually think 1, 2, 3 yards, maybe 10. Not there. What a huge pickup as the Sticks make a drastic shift forward. Mayfield to throw it. And the timing a bit off that time as that one falls to the ground. You look at the defense for these Texans. They come into this one down at the 27th position in the league, Charles, against the run.
For some defensive fronts, playing the run is not the priority. It's playing the pass, right? They get upfield, they rush the passer, and sometimes neglect stopping the run. That's something that they have to work on and reverse a little bit. Make sure you play the run on your way back to the quarterback.
So he is able to turn that into positive yardage, but I think it's fair to say that those are not the shots you're wanting your quarterback to have to absorb.
And he has to know sometimes when to say when. You have to know when to give yourself up, and let's face it, not easy for these guys to do because they're competitors as well. But sometimes you do learn your lesson the hard way, as he did there.
They need to get this to the 24 on 3rd down. Mayfield looks to throw. Over the middle, complete. It's Ramsey. And he'll be stopped short of the first down as they rally to tackle him at about the 28. It'll be a gain of 5. And it'll be 4th down. Spencer Schrader now on to try the field goal. From the right hash, this from 45 yards away. And this will split the uprights. It's right down the middle. And the Lions are going to take a 3-0 lead. So, Charles, they get to them with their first turnover of the game and then make it hurt a little bit extra with a field goal.
And anytime you give the ball up, what's the first thing a coach tells his defense? Don't let them score off of this. You've got to put out the fire. In fact, in 2021, that's what one NFL coach turned his defense. The firemen. Go out there, guys, and don't let them put some points on the board.
Houston's offense already at the line, set to get going. Their second drive here, the ball game, Charles. Remember last time they threw the interception, but the defense held up. It bent a little but didn't break, only giving up the 3 points. And he's got some space here. And he's able to get it back to right around the 27.
And partner, I think this is where long-term starters in the NFL separate themselves from the rest of the pack, because there's still 3 full quarters left in this one. More than enough time to move past a pair of early mistakes and find a way to lead your team to a win. Mental resiliency, a characteristic every NFL team's looking for in their quarterback. How about that? Red man coverage and decided to test them early, but they proved up to the task and forced the incompletion.
The carry here for the big tight end. And a strong run there as he'll maneuver his way down inside the 15. It's a gain of 14 and a first down for Detroit.
How about that there? No frills, no additives, right? Nothing crazy. Just find a way to pick up the first down. A nice run right there.
Here's a 1st and 10 at the 14-yard line.
180! Run.
3-0 after 1 on EA Sports. The Lions with the football here to begin the second quarter, as they've got it with a 1st and 10.
King! 180!
Gibbs straight ahead. And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9. And not much on that run, Charles.
No, that's exactly the way to execute a run blitz there. They guessed correctly that they would move the ball on the ground, honed in on it, and stopped them. Mark that down for a win in the defense's column.
Second and 9.
King!
Here's Mayfield. Rifles one, and that's going to be intercepted. And the Texans are going to take possession here at their own 47-yard line.
And as we've seen, points have been precious so far, and they just threw some away on that snap. And look, let's face it, as we advance further into this game, that play will be on the minds of everyone who's watching it. They wonder if this is the turning point. Is this the spot where those points are given away? It could cost them a ball game.
Touchdown, Houston. A great effort there. His 5th rushing touchdown now on the year. And the Texans have taken the lead. The extra point up and good by Aubrey. And that makes it a 7-3 lead. So after the touchdown, Aubrey now to kick this one away. And he's up past the 20 to the 22-yard line.
First and 10 at their own 22-yard line.
The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. They're riding a 2-game winning streak into this Thursday nighter. How easy is it when you're on a roll to stay on a roll given the quick turnaround? And the Texans are going to take over once again at their own 25-yard line.
Intercepted. The Texans take over first and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
Looking to put a drive together. On the bootleg, Stroud. That's complete. It's Brian Thomas. And take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds.
It's a gain of
That one nearly 30 yards, 29 officially.
first down.
So the ball moves into Lion territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 46.
South. Hey, uno more.
Stroud to throw it. And this will be incomplete. Physical play on the football there, and it's 2nd down. The Texans at 2-0 here to begin the season, and they come in feeling pretty good after back-to-back victories, CD.
And I thought that they played pretty well last week. Their execution, their discipline, their resilience, all on display in that victory.
Now a handoff up the middle. Trailer. And this winds up a gain of 4 to the 41.
I think we all suspected that they were going back to him after he found the end zone on his last carry. And they kept the positive momentum going there. Another nice run by him.
3rd and 5.
Here we go, let's go. 18. Okay. Look the hot.
Throwing now is Stroud. Able to find the open man. That's complete. And he'll go out of bounds inside the 15-yard line. That gain on 3rd down, good for 28.
Another nice play there. They've gotten down into the red zone in no time at all. That's what this offense can do when they get on a roll. And now they're set up with a 1st and 10.
Tony, down. Flash.
They'll run on 1st down. Trailer. And able to get him inside the 5 here, just inside the 5 to about the 4. 88 yards for him on the ground so far tonight as he has been terrific in this first half.
At the 4-yard line.
From the 4, this is 2nd down and 1.
Don't worry.
From the gun, they'll try to run it. And he's in for the score. Touchdown, Texans. A great play there. With his 2nd TD of the game, his 6th on the year. As his guys are able to extend their lead. Aubrey good with a PAT. And that pushes the lead up to 11. So after the touchdown, Aubrey now to kick this one away. And they'll let that one go as it skips through the back of the end zone for a touchback. The Detroit offense ready to begin their drive. And for this offense, Charles, you got to think kind of crucial here to put something together on this drive, because remember last time out, they threw the interception on the very first play.
And you can't afford to let this defense keep building any more momentum. They're playing awfully well, and they're awfully confident right now. To me, it's time to attack and take some of that momentum back. But make sure you're selective in doing so. Understand where you want to throw the football and make sure it's open before the ball leaves your hands.
They'll come up after the sack on a 2nd and 12. To throw, Mayfield. He finds his man, complete. That's Ramsey. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. 39 yards there, a big one.
Well, as my dad would say sometimes, I'm just scratching my head here trying to figure out what was going on there defensively. How did you lose him in the middle of the field? If you're going to lose a receiver, make sure it's someone on the short side of things, not deep downfield, that can hurt your defense.
They'll go down as a gain of 6, and that'll bring up 2nd down.
Brings up 2nd and 4 at the Texans' 22-yard line.
Play action now. Here's Mayfield. On the RPO, he'll keep it himself. All that gets him is just a yard, and now it's 3rd down. We've got a 14-3 ball game with 2 minutes left in the opening half. 3rd and 4. Straight ahead with Gibbs here. And he's going to have a first down here as he gets this one to the 17-yard line. Mayfield going to switch things up here. Back to throw now on first down. Got his tight end. That's complete. That's Smith. And the Lions are going to have a 1st and goal as the tackle is made at about the 5. Well, looks like they'll move things around here. Mayfield down. And that one off the mark behind him. Incomplete.
I'm really liking what I'm seeing from this defense because their coverage has been playing at a shutdown level so far. Even backed up late, they're forcing incompletions and fighting to keep them out of the end zone as the first half winds down.
A line of scrimmage once again the 5 as they get ready for 2nd and goal. In motion goes the tight end. From the gun, Mayfield. And it's caught. And he'll be brought down right on the edge of the goal line at about the 1-yard line. Now the Texans will burn the first of their timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. They've been denied touchdowns in the red zone twice already. Here comes 3rd and goal. Oh, they go with a tight end carry. And I don't think he got there. No, they stop him right where it all started. Now the Texans will use one of their 2 remaining timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. Can this defense hold them out? Here we go now. 4th and goal from the 2. And he's not going to get there. They tackle him at the 2. They're turned away on 4th and goal. And his Texans defense comes up with a goal line stand. The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. It was still more than a minute to go in the half. Time to try to mount a drive.
And I would think that they would have to. This is today's NFL. You got to push it whenever you get an opportunity. You can never have enough points with the high-powered offenses that you face. And analytics will tell you, try and score when given the opportunity.
Look at hot. Here we go. Why Tony?
Stroud working out of the gun. Open man, that's Felton. And he'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds. 26 big yards on that one. It's another first down.
First down. 1st and 10 at the 49-yard line.
Here we go. On 18. Hey, uno.
Stroud looking to throw. He's going to air this thing out deep for Thomas. It's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect.
And that's where you're counting on a receiver's size being an advantage. They were hoping he could go to the top of a smaller DB and haul that one in. A good thought, but that time it didn't work out.
Again, it's Stroud. And an incomplete pass. That'll stop the clock here with just under a minute to play in half number 1.
What would look like a march to the end zone has hit a momentary roadblock with that incompletion. No need to panic. They just got to come up with a high percentage play call and see if they can get their offense back on track.
Tony.
On 3rd down, trailer. Well, almost, but not quite. Needed 10, he got 9. 4th down. The Lions will use the first of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with just under 50 seconds remaining in half number 1. So now on comes the field goal unit, and wow, this is no ordinary try here. They'll spot it at the 47, so call it a 57-yard attempt. And this is good from 57 yards out. That was bombs away right there. And they will stretch the lead now to 17-3. So after the made field goal, back out is Aubrey to kick this away. And they will not get a chance to return this one. It's through the back of the end zone for a touchback. The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. Well, not much time remains here in this first half. We'll see if they can get something out of this drive, at least a field goal. They can certainly use it down by 2 scores. The Lions now are going to use the second of their timeouts as they'll stop it with 40 seconds remaining in this first half. From the shotgun, it's Mayfield. Under pressure, and the Texans able to get in there for the sack. And the Lions quickly now going to use the last of their timeouts. So as they talk it over, we step aside. What do they have for this? 3rd and 11. Mayfield. And the throw there going to be incomplete.
It's going to be another frustrating end to a drive here. This offense, they've not been able to get anything going in this first half. And now it's going to be time to gather on the sidelines and try and figure out what's going wrong. Who has an idea? Who has a plan? Time to implement it.
And 9 yards there on the return following a punt of 47. And the Texans will take over. Houston's offense already at the line, set to get going. And with a 17-3 cushion already, we'll see how aggressive they want to be. They intercept Stroud again, the 3rd time in this game. And they are going to set up shop at the 40-yard line.
So the first thing that crossed my mind is why didn't they just sit on the lead and take it to the locker room? They're in good shape.
Absolutely. And from this spot on the field, now you've given the other side a chance for points here going into intermission.
Yeah, you changed the momentum of the game, and it's something you did not need to do.
Oh, he's brought down. And remember here, no timeouts left. They got to get to the line quick. That one goes for 30 yards.
First and goal, Detroit.
They'll set up to throw. And that will be incomplete. 4 ticks left here on the clock.
And that's one of those plays where it's hard to keep 2 eyes on the football when you know the contact's coming, let alone getting 2 hands around it, hugging it to your body, and absorbing the hit. Even for those big tight ends who you would think could absorb that contact.
And his kick is right there. It's good. And a second field goal here gets him back within 11 now. It's 17-6. Well, still some climbing left to do to get back to even, but forcing a turnover and getting the field goal there, that's a small step toward erasing the early deficit.
Absolutely. That interception field goal, that's the beginning of what they hope will be several steps towards erasing that deficit and building a lead of their own by the time this game is over.
And he'll go out of bounds, but 10 yards inside of enemy territory at the 40. Great return. It's the Texans in front, and they're going to get the football first as we are back underway in the 3rd quarter. And able to break this out all the way to the 38-yard line. Great return.
At their own 38-yard line.
The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. And they've got the lead, CD. What do you expect from them in the second half?
Well, I like what they were able to do on the ground in the first half because they had a lot of success running the ball, and I certainly think we'll see more of that. But I'd keep an eye on that defense, and I think their coaches up in the box will do the exact same thing. If they start to see 1 or 2 guys start to creep towards the line of scrimmage, that'll be licensed to take some shots downfield.
On the quick, right? 18. That's it.
And Stroud now to throw. And for the fourth time tonight, it's an interception. And they take over. They'll set up shop at the 46-yard line. That is just what this defense was hoping for, an interception on the opening possession of this third quarter.
Obviously didn't want to surrender a touchdown and fall even farther behind. And we've gotten to know this team a little bit, haven't we? Couldn't you just see their defensive leaders telling the offensive guys, telling the quarterback, don't worry, we got you to start things off. You take it from there.
And just 3 yards on the catch there. He couldn't get away. And that's going to bring up second down.
The goal of a wide receiver screen is get enough blockers in front to create a wall and let him pick his spot to run the football. How about the defense there, swarming to it and not allowing that to happen? Did not let him get downfield.
Call it a gain of 5 there on the run, but they'll remain a yard or two short here with third down coming up.
Well, it's not time to get them established, but in my estimation, they've got to pick up the urgency here. They've got to get quickly in and out of the huddle and run off a bunch more plays.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on third down. Another run for Gibbs here. And he's going to have the first down, yardage to the 35. A third down gain of 3 yards, and that'll be enough.
Well, they're hoping that the second half is better for him than the first half. They've got to find a way to get him going. He's a big part of their offense.
They'll look to throw here on first down. And that is incomplete. Now the coverage a little too good there, and it's second down. We saw this a lot in the first half, and it continues. These receivers just not able to get much separation.
So that means they have to win the 50-50 balls. They've got to go up with the defender and find a way to start coming down with them.
And this time, contact and another incomplete pass. Short throw to Smith. A pickup of about 3 yards as he's taken down at the 31.
That was an okay hook up there with his tight end, but unfortunately, they didn't get the kind of yards they had hoped for. That's going to bring up third down.
The 25-yard line is what they need here. This is third down. Now back to the ground. Here's Gibbs. And a nice job to break free of one tackle, but it slowed his momentum somewhat, and he's taken down right after. 2 yards on the pickup there. It's fourth down. Spencer Schrader now on to try the field goal. And his kick is absolutely perfect. And that'll make this an 8-point game. Well, whatever was said in the locker room during the break must have worked. They forced the turnover. They didn't get the touchdown, Charles, but it does translate into 3 points to begin the second half.
Exactly as they discussed in the locker room at halftime. Get some points to get things kick-started. Now start your half off with some momentum. Gives you something to build on for your next possession.
Their own 25-yard line.
Houston's offense already at the line, set to get going. So now, Charles, this drive maybe a touch more important, trying to erase the memory of that interception they had the last time out.
Yeah, and everyone goes through this because even the best in the game, you're going to have games where it just doesn't go right for you, and interceptions result. So, frankly, to me, it's all about how you respond, not just the types of plays that you call, but how you carry yourself, how you show your team that you're still with it, and how you continue to lead.
18. What's that? 19 Texans.
Here's Stroud. Thomas has got it. Complete. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. 17 yards on the catch and run. It's a first down.
And that's a more than acceptable read right there because it's zone coverage, so timing is everything. This time he waits for his man to come open, puts it right on him, and they pick up a first down.
11. 18. What's that? Hey, uno more.
Now Stroud. Now he'll take this and run. And he'll toss this one incomplete. Seeing no options, he throws it away.
And a smart play there. He's probably saying, I wish I would have done that on the last drive instead of throwing the interception.
Well, thanks for joining us here on a Thursday night in the NFL. Third quarter, 2nd and 10 coming up. And for one of the first times tonight, he's going to be held up at the line of scrimmage. Calling no gain on the run there, and now they'll be looking at a 3rd down.
And the big fella stuffed that one up in a big way. I think doubling him has to be a priority because you can't move up to the next level if you don't take care of him first.
18, what's that? 11. Why Tony?
Back to throw. Here's Stroud. And it's a short one here, complete to his tight end. And out of bounds on the other side of midfield at the 45. First time they've looked his way in this game. He comes through, picking up the first.
All right. Tony. Foul.
Up the middle they go. Trailer. He's got it to the 43 here.
Oh, that's a real nice job there by the defensive front. They just engaged and held their ground. But how about the guy who made the play? We often talk about whether they take a good first step or not. Many times you just don't take any step. Just get your feet moving, get your body going, and then once he made the read, he was able to make the play.
Looking to throw on 2nd down. Stroud. And he takes this just a few yards shy of the red zone before going out. Texans passing game in rhythm right now, picking up another first.
1st and 10 at the 24-yard line.
Robin. Here we go. 18, what's that?
On 1st down. Trailer. And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
2nd and 12 at the 26-yard line.
4th quarter coming up here on Thursday Night Prime Time. We'll return with more after this. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. A rare misstep on that last play because the drive has been strong, but now it's 2nd and 12.
Here we go.
They'll keep it on the ground. Trailer. And for one of the first times tonight, he's going to be held up at the line of scrimmage. Maybe a gain of a yard that time, but from the spot, actually no gain. So 3rd and long.
Here we go. 18, what's that? Look the hot.
From the gun on 3rd down, here's Stroud. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete.
I think he had to unload that one before he wanted to. He was right up in his grill. I think he was a dentist there without a license, don't you?
Just not enough time for the play to develop. Just lucky it wasn't a fumble, really. And his kick here is good. And that will extend their lead even further. So that's, CD, an important one here in the 4th quarter.
And that importance cannot be overstated. All eyes on both sidelines were staring that one down all the way. The significance is that they made it a 2-score game. Still lots of time left to go, but likely that was their goal to start the drive. Get 3 points, make it a 2-score game, and they were able to get it done.
At their own 39-yard line.
The Detroit offense ready to begin their drive. And the complexion of this one has changed a fair amount. That last field goal made it a 2-score game, so they need to get points out of this drive relatively quickly. Right off the bat, it's a 1st down to start the drive, 12 yards.
We'll definitely see some open running lanes, and he's taking advantage of it right now, but that shouldn't be a surprise. Defense has the lead. They're playing for the pass first.
Throwing, Mayfield. He's airing it out for Williams. And in for the Lions, touchdown. Jamison Williams, his first touchdown here of the new campaign. And the Lions have made it a 1-score game again here in the 4th. Well, time to let those folks know who are tuning in looking for the late local news. We may be a moment because we've got a game again.
And, partner, except for those on the West Coast where it'll be seen in its regular time, right? That's the way it works, doesn't it? But how about that? Big-time drive right there. If they're going to have any chance, they needed a touchdown there. They went right down the field and worked their way into the end zone.
17.
So just a 3-point game now as they send this one away. And a nice return sets them up pretty good here right at the 30-yard line.
At their own 30-yard line.
The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. That last touchdown has made this really tight. They're clinging now to this slim lead. Jesus, second half, they only have a field goal. This offense needs to kick it into gear.
And right now, I'm looking directly at the field general, at the quarterback, because to me, he's got to take over right now. By word, pumping his team up, and then, of course, by deed with his play. My high school coach used to say that all the time. Laddie, take over by word and deed.
And deed means action.
Exactly.
Throw left side, complete to Foster. And he goes out of bounds just shy of the 45. That's good for a Texan first down, a 12-yard pickup. Catch number 100 for his career right there, and it's good enough to keep the chains moving.
Here we go, let's go. Get out.
Play action. Stroud now. And a quick throw here, that's complete.
These guys are running offense like you drive. The pedal is down, stomp down. How about that? Back-to-back completions. They are rolling.
So much for being conservative and running that football. An ideal spot here to get a first down and try to run some more clock. And this is second and less than a yard. And the handoff up the middle. Trammell. And he'll go down shy of the 40 at the 41. 110 yards on the ground for him now as he has gotten better, really, as the night's gone on. Both teams working on short rest, but this has been one of the better Thursday night games we've seen as they come up here on 1st and 10.
Tony, whoa.
Stroud. Well, that one drops down, incomplete. Good coverage there, forced the ball free, and it's second down.
Oh, nice defensive effort there, providing the hit as the ball got to the receiver, separates him from the catch, and normally he's a sure-handed target.
Oh, hey.
Up the middle they go. Trammell. And the lane closes up quickly as he'll get about 3 down to the 38. The recipe's pretty simple, I think, right? You just give your superstar the ball, continue to feed him.
Yeah, don't overthink this one, right? Make sure he's touching the football, but you're also counting on his intelligence in playing the game as well. If it's not there, don't force the run. Just make sure you hang on to the football and keep the clock ticking.
Hey, uno. 19 Texans.
Stroud out of the gun here. Pass taken in by his big tight end. And they move this all the way down to the 9. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal. And that last throw, CD, going to move him even further up that all-time passing leaderboard as he just moved beyond Broadway Joe Namath at 27,663 yards.
And that's impressive because...
And he fights his way into the end zone for a Texans touchdown. A 9-yard touchdown run. And the Texans will add to their 4th quarter lead. The extra point up and good by Aubrey. And his guys will take a 10-point lead.
17.
So after the touchdown, Aubrey now to kick this one away. And that'll be a little too hot to handle as it will skip through the end zone for a touchback here. This is 1st and 10. Here's Mayfield. Now a run here off the RPO. He'll keep it. Short throw to Smith. Here comes 2nd down. Mayfield to throw it. Oh, he had a man open. He overshot it. It's incomplete.
Oh, man, that is just a flat miss. He's in the pocket. The protection holds up. He sees his man come free, but maybe he just gets a little excited about the prospect of a long touchdown.
Mayfield looks to throw. And he's going to go down. The Texans come at him and able to bring him to the ground. Down under 2 minutes to go in this football game. Fourth down, 10 yards to go. Desperation time. Mayfield on fourth down. And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. They had to go for it with such little time remaining. And the Texans take over an excellent field position. We got to have two hands on the football here as they run on first down. And this defense not ready for that one as he'll take this down inside the 25. 134 yards rushing for him now on 17 carries.
On the quick, right?
To throw is Stroud. And Thomas has it. Call it a gain of 6 on the play, and that'll make it second down.
It's a pickup of 6. Brings up 2nd and 4 at the 18-yard line.
Oh, right.
That one looks like he'll throw here. And now here's another interception. Jack Campbell with a pick. And a great return as he gets this all the way down close to the 30-yard line. Well, in all likelihood, this ball game's still over. I mean, even with the interception, 2-score game, they need a miracle.
Curious decision to even throw the ball in that situation, but maybe they saw a stacked line of scrimmage and said, hey, it's better to try and throw than to try and run against it. In any event, I think you're exactly right. Now, the other team can pad their stats, but I don't think they're going to win.
Yeah, but still, don't change the channel just yet. And they will eventually get him down, but he's inside the 5 all the way to the 3. Here we go, first and goal. Mayfield to throw. Toward the end zone, but that's going to wind up incomplete.
A lot of practice time, a lot of thinking goes into 2-minute drills, even on the defensive side. So now you want to make sure the guys understand. Continue to be aggressive, but make sure you're smart in doing so.
They'll go again from the 3 here on 2nd and goal. Mayfield firing quickly. It's complete. And he takes this one into the end zone, and all of a sudden, here in the final minute, things get a little bit tighter. The PAT good. It would draw him closer, but hold on just a second. A flag is down on the field. Well, certainly those are the types of mistakes they're trying to avoid as they attempt to protect this lead late in the game.
And let's face it, they're hoping that this one doesn't cost them in a significant way. Yeah, one guy committed a penalty, but now the entire defense has to pay the price and try and rise up and overcome it.
From a couple yards deep, he'll bring it out of the end zone. And he'll be tackled just shy of the 25.
Texans take over 1st and 10 at their own 24-yard line.
Texans. 2J.
5 points of contact necessary at this stage as they'll run on first down. And he'll have it past midfield almost to the 40 before being taken down. The Lions will use the first of their timeouts as they get it right at the 32nd mark of this fourth quarter. So the big play gets them across midfield now for 1st and 10.
Here we go.
They'll keep it on the ground. Trailer. The Lions now going to use the second of their timeouts. And as the two teams talk it over on their respective sidelines, we take a break. So 2nd and 9, and you'd have to figure just about all 11 probably crashing the line here.
18. Let's hit.
Now they show jet sweep, but instead a run up the middle here. The Lions quickly now going to use the last of their timeouts. And as the two teams talk it over on their respective sidelines, we take a break. Not an easy spot here. They'll be in search of 13 yards to try to pick up the first. On 3rd down, Trailer. And lose yardage on the play back at the 45-yard line.
An interesting and intriguing decision there defensively because they kept extra DBs on the field despite seeing the multiple tight end look that came out for the offense.
I thought they were going to switch out of it. I didn't know if they felt they didn't have time or what the case was.
Well, in any event, the